So you want to build a housing for your March 809 pump. I picked up this toolbox at Home Depot. I think it was $6. The March 809 pump right here. You remove the 4 screws on the back of this the pump house assembly here. Inside of that is the magnet that drives the propeller that's inside the sealed system in there. It rubs against that metal backing there. There's a set screw, release a set screw, and then you have just the pump. So I'm not going to fasten the pump. This particular pump has a mounting plate on the bottom. I'm not going to use that. I am going to set it flush to the bottom, push it up against here, mark my spot for drilling a hole. Then I want to mount this back on, put the housing back on, mark these 4 holes once again for where I want to mount the pump, and then drill those out. I bought longer screws. They're number 8, ½ inch. I believe what was in the pump was 3/8. Got a GFCI switch I picked up, about 15 bucks, 20 amp switch. Wire the pump through this, also to give us the ability over by the brew stand to have some protected outlets if we needed power for something, and a switch to turn on and off the pump. I believe I'm going to mount the switch up here. I'll mount this on one end. I also bought a cable clamp so that when you clamp that down, nobody's pulling out the cord. The cord itself, I bought a 14 gauge, just 9-foot appliance cord. You can see I chopped off the end already, and it's ready to be spliced up and to hook up there. Several ways you can probably cut into the plastic here. I'm sure you could use a Dremel, jigsaw, even a sharp utility knife would probably do it. I'm going to use I have a Forstner bit set. I'm actually going to use that and drill it out with my drill press there that I rarely use, so I'm kind of excited about using that. So that should be it. It's just a matter of marking everything up and getting started. Okay, so here it is. For the switch plate and the GFCI, I ended up cutting those out with a variety of tools. My Forstner bits, a good old-fashioned razor blade, and I even came with these tin snips. I ended up not using the drill press. This plastic's very thin and fairly easy to cut, and I actually think you probably could cut with some household scissors, heavy-duty ones. As far as the pump goes, my only suggestions here is drill big holes to give you some playroom. I went first off and was drilling the exact size holes of these screws, and that's just not going to work unless you're really good. As far as the wiring goes, pretty simple. I did get a little wire clamp here. It goes in. Your hot and neutral wires. On the bottom is the hot side, and on the top is the hot side that is protected, that goes off to the switch and ultimately to the pump. So again, the black and white hot wires on the bottom, the 2 black and white wires going to the switch are on top, and then the grounds, of course, are just wired together. And here you can see, again, the black wire on the off side of the switch is the hot wire coming from that GFCI switch, and on the on side, the black wire is the hot wire leading to the pump itself. The white wires and the ground wires are just tied off together, again, from the switch to the pump. And when you finally get it all wired up and quadruple checked everything, it's not the hardest wiring job in the world. I plugged it in and I hit the switch and got nothing. On this GFCI, your very first test needs to be hit this reset button. This reset button will not stick unless you have juice to it. So as I push it in, it does stick. I do get the green light now, and now got it all set up and working. Thanks. Hope it was helpful.